HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing!
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must've got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like Canton. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What would you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing!
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the second week of the ECAC Overwatch Tournament. I'm Big Hungry Phil, and joining me today, the man, the myth, the mathematical impossibility. It is dividing by zero. Dividing. Welcome to the broadcast. What have we got in store today?
We've got quite the game for you today, Phil. We're going over to New York for sort of a battle in the Bronx, scuffle on the subway, whatever you want to call it, as the University of Albany takes on the SUNY Canton JV squad this week. Both teams currently 1-0 in the ECAC matchup, but unfortunately, only one is going to walk away from today still undefeated.
Yeah, speaking of mathematical impossibilities, no ties possible on today. One team will be walking away with that 2 in front of their scoreline, and it's down to see what exactly that's going to be. Now, look, if you can't tell by my accent dividing, I'm not local to the area. You mentioned this as a scuffle in the subway. Are both of these teams local to the same area? I could guess from Albany that's upstate New York, because I follow Simpsons memes. Sunny Canton also a local to New York, correct?
Yes, they are both in New York. Actually, I don't know exactly if it's close to Albany.
Okay.
But
so we were at no risk of one team feeling really slighted and like walking over and taking this to a Denny's parking lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're thinking about it.
Okay, well, I think this game is going to be a close one. So hopefully there's going to be no stomps. There's going to be no bad mouthing. It should be a good, clean, hard fought one. I think you did some digging before the show to see that there has been a matchup, maybe not between these two teams exactly, but between these two institutions.
Yeah, a little bit of history between the Great Danes and the Kangaroos. In fall of 2020, this is nearly a year ago at this point, the University of Albany took on Canton's varsity squad and unfortunately took a 3-0 loss in that matchup. Now they're getting matched up against the JV squad. Maybe it feels a little bad because it's like, oh, Albany wants to punch down on the little brothers in a way. But hey, there is some history here, and I'm sure, if there are any members of Albany who were also on the team during that matchup last year, they'll probably have that game in their minds right now.
Yeah, more than likely. And I think one of the things that we can think about, obviously, things in Overwatch have moved on quite a lot since this time last year, is maybe what we can expect to see from our teams today. I don't know if anyone else is making time to watch Contenders. You probably should be. But we are seeing quite a lot of variety across maps and across teams. I feel like it's very open at the minute. What are your expectations coming into this?
Well, we're going to be starting off today's matchup on Busan. I love control maps, not just because of the format, but because the Overwatch team does a great job of trying to make sure that each map is markedly different so that you can, different comps can be more valid on each of these maps. A great example is a sub-map like Mecha Base on Busan, where it's a lot tighter hallways, closed-in ceilings, makes it a lot easier to run close range brawl comms with the Reinhardt, Lucio, that kind of stuff. And then there's stuff, and then you can get onto places like Shrine, where things are a lot more open, and you can honestly play a lot of dive or flying characters.
Well, seems like that's going to be where we're heading first. And we haven't spoken about the other submap here, and I will just touch on it briefly because my fun fact for the map is downtown is favored to one side more than the other. Because if you look at how one of the, I think it's the Mega Health Pack behind the the train timetable in the middle of the map, it is closer to one side of the map than the other, and it's not been fixed since release.
Small indie company.
Yeah,
that's what I like to say.
Small indie company. And looks like we are about to get rolling here. We're going to be starting on Shrine, SUNY Canton, playing at the Red University at Albany in the blue. Now, we don't have any game footage on these teams as they stand right now. And of course, always dangerous to talk about what we're seeing in Spawn. But frankly, would not be surprised by either of these comps right now.
No, absolutely not. Based on what I'm seeing right now, I'm expecting Canton to be running out with a very traditional sort of brawl comp a peak 2020 Overwatch right there with the May and the Cowboy. They're probably going to try and play to close the distance on Albany really fast with that Lucio speed boost and try and just dominate the close range battle, play the objective. Meanwhile, Albany are playing a slower comp here, a Far Mercy coming out from Dank and Hayden, as well as a Winston Diva composition. They're going to want to try and slow things down, give Dank some time to really chunk down the health pools of Canton.
Well, speaking of which, that's going to be the first couple of rockets connecting. 22% rising on the ult charge there. A quick pop back over the wall, and we're on board with Inner Shim. And that's an Immortality Field out nice and early here from Zamnade, so that's not going to be around for another 30 seconds or so. We'll see SUNY Canton moving on to point to take early position with this Brawl comp. They're very well suited to hold that in. But the first casualty of the match has come through. That's the DMEC and the death onto Kitten here. So it's a 5v6 in favor of University of Albany. SUNY Canton have the early cap here. But as the members start to fall, I don't think they're going to be holding on to this all that much longer. Astroworld has to take a step back and heal up. But an early barrage from Dank 15. Dank 16. So we've got an upgrade. Secures the cap.
And Canton really showed, you can't just hang around in this comp that Albany's playing and just take the poke damage from Vara. The early fight prowess of this comp has allowed them to take control of the point and get the first percentage points moving up in their favor. But when Albany was able to just kind of allowed to exist in that little bongo room over on the right side of the point, it allowed, the Ana got some nice anti-nades. He got a lot of good poke damage coming in, and they were eventually able to take control.
Well, we got a big enough combo off on the side. It's Nana boosted Tactical Visor, but Astroworld is already down, and between the shielding and the defense matrix, it looks like it's going to be a little tricky for Benji to actually get much done with that. In fact, one kill and then a fire strike to the dome takes Benji out of the face. Dank 16. Ooh, with the fadeaway rocket, takes the Baptiste out of the fight here. So we are rounding level pegging here for SUNY Canton versus University at Albany, looking for the next dive in.
Yeah, and that's what we need to be seeing from Canton here. They were very decisive in that fight, using the amplification matrix and getting some picks off of that and moving in. Beautiful stuff, as now with 45% and counting, Dank has his second barrage of the game, and I'm sure is looking for the perfect opportunity. He's got to get around Llama Cartel's defense matrix.
Missed over by some space there with the high noon, but not going to be finding kills. However, has forced Hayden and Dan 16 around the side, and they are now out of the fight, and there's a lot of the poke potential taken off the table for University at Albany. SUNY Canton still in control of the point here. In fact, both tank ults committed in that fight by University of Albany, and so far, they've only got the one kill to show for it.
Great resilience there from Canton. Yeah, the one kill, but a beautiful anti-nade coming out from Storm Eagle. The Reaper, Amimilami? I think that, there we go. That's the Reaper player on Canton. Just barely gets away with their lives. As honestly, all that Canton really have to work with at the moment is the beat from Wuffer's. Got to use it very carefully here.
Okay, well, it's not made in the Champagne region of France, so it is in fact just a sparkling gorilla here. Astroworld receives the nano boost, lands on top of Zamnad, but gets punished, overextends. The healers can't keep up with them and take them out of the fight. Two picks coming through either side here. SUNY Canton and University of Albany on board with Kitten here, looking to do what they can to take the healer out of the fight. Hayden will have the ultimate to play with, manages to dive to safety and pick back up with Dank 16. Actually, my bad, they have secured the flip here. University of Albany back in control of the point. There's the DMEC onto Kitten as well, and they get another chance at redemption.
A chance, but it is an uphill battle coming up from Albany here with 90+% on board for Canton. There needs to be a perfect defense from Albany from this point forward, only about 60% themselves, but the ultimate advantage is squarely in favor of Canton here. They should have every ultimate except for Wuffer's beat coming up within this next fight. They're either there or within 90% of that ultimate coming online. This Diva Bomb from Llama Cartel and this Valk from Hayden has to be on point.
Well, Llama Cartel's got a big task ahead of them. Ooh, wow! Llama Cartel with the double and the DMEC. Oh, excuse me. The kill coming through, and that was a heck of a setup there from Llama Cartel. University at Albany. They just needed that one ultimate, and that's what's done it for them. And that's the signal to go. Let's get up into SUNY Canton spawn and stop them contesting. Swipe this map out from under them.
SUNY Canton, they've got to get on the point. Someone does manage to touch. There is someone on the point. I imagine it's most likely Wuffer who has gotten past the rest of the team.
Yeah, hard to keep that going though. Storm Eagle's already taken Ami Lamy out of the fight. World gets close and personal with Mr. Hobo on the Cowboy, but that's going to be it and done. And it's a valiant effort here from Zamnade, who gets the Coalescence online, looking for a kill, but there's just too much HP, and there are too few SUNY Canton players to keep this going. However, they have got the teammate onto Llama Cartel and the kill onto Llama Cartel. Zamnade down here, Woofer down here. There's no support left. Even with this strong presence on the point from SUNY Canton, they just can't sustain through this unless Mr. Hobo can find an extra gear here on the pop-off. Dank 16's back in now, this time on the Reaper. Good sustain, good damage, good ability to just say, get the heck off my point. That's got to be it coming through here for University at Albany.
And we've got to go back to that bomb from Llama Cartel, the turning point of the map from Albany. SUNY Canton was going into that fight with 5 ultimates online, and they couldn't use any of them. You've got to be taking the initiative when you're playing that brawl comps. You can't just allow a traditionally slower comp that Albany is playing to take initiative over you. Use their ultimates first and get value out of them. SUNY Canton really should have won that map, but a hero play from Llama Cartel gives Albany a round 1 advantage on Busan.
Yeah, and I was looking at that and thinking, oh man, Ami's coming in with the Death Blossom. Llama Cartel's got to be on top of this with the Defense Matrix. Nope, on top of it with the Self-Destruct instead. And we're moving over onto Mecha Base now. A little bit of a swap up here, much more solid from both sides. World moving on to Reinhardt as well. We'll have a Lucy available for SUNY Canton, which means they take the aggressive position here and can start to run. With Zamnade currently on that Moira as well. And World is down. A little less healing, a lot more utility, and a big charge with the Shatter already. Won't need to use it because that's 2 down here for SUNY Canton, and they're looking to get the early flip.
Noticing that Canton is playing with a Mimilami. I'm going to get that before the end of the day, I swear to you. It's playing with a Mimilami on the Tracer, while Albany has the Soldier 76 from Benji. A bit of a stylistic change, as the Tracer really wants to try and play around the flanks.
Man, Inishim is getting stunned every time that's off cooldown. Big slam. That's going to be the connect. Won't quite find the kill. We'll see the D-Mate come through, and it's going to be Zamnade coming on through with the Coalescence. Dank 16, Llama Cartel out of it here. FaZe comes back through. Looks like they may have a bit of a problem in the backline here, as it will be Benji XD coming through with the Tactical Visor. Finds a quick 3K, and what looked like a done deal here for SUNY Canton suddenly sees the door opening back in favor of University at Albany. There is some stall potential here for SUNY Canton, and Benji is down. High noon from the high ground, and it's a 2K from Dank 16. It's looking good now for University of Albany. You have control of the points.
I mean, what do you do there if you're Canton? You think you're winning the fight up front, and then Benji and Storm Eagle are in the back killing 3. You get back to try and take care of him, and then Dank comes back from spawn. And sorry, yeah, it was Dank that comes back from spawn and uses a high noon that takes out the rest of your team. So much damage coming in from so many angles right now on Albany, and SUNY Canton now sent back to spawn looking for ways to respond.
Oh, Storm Eagle might have flipped that a little bit there. Fell down behind the wall. Oh, Llama Cartel's going to interrupt the heck out of me, attempting to mid-game analyze that one with another 2K Diva Bomb. That's going to be the Reinhardt and the Moira taken out of the fight here. Storm Eagle has the chance to redeem themselves. Big fat nade onto the meching Diva. And we'll see an anti-nadied Woofer desperately trying to moonwalk back towards point, not given the opportunity. 46% in climbing for University at Albany.
Yes, the University of Albany doing a great job of trying to ration their ultimates, making sure that they have stuff to work with. They have the Nano Visor combo coming up in this next fight, but Canton, they have 4 ultimates of their own.
Oh, that's a big one. It's a big investment of ults here. Everything except the kitchen sink and the sound barrier here from SUNY Canton, but they have now got the kills. And we're also getting the Nano Visor invested here, I think. Yeah, that is the Nano Visor. It's found 1 kill. There were too many players down from University of Albany. It wasn't enough to get through the shielding and the defense matrix, and the flip's got to come back through here for SUNY Canton, but it cost them everything they had in their war chest.
Yeah, you're going to want that Nano Visor back if you are University of Albany. You're looking at their ultimate economy right now, and they don't really have a ton. Dank 16 coming up on that high noon in this next fight, so has that going for them. But yeah, SUNY Canton now has a mostly neutral fight here. It's just going to come down to individual skill. Hayden has swapped onto the Mercy, so they don't really have a chance to aggress like SUNY can with Woofer.
And there's actually a really big group, I think, coming in from Woofer to put the high noon around the corner, but Amilami goes down, securing the 6v5 in favor of University of Albany. And we've also got the Valk, and it is full on blue beam. A little bit of extra damage for everybody, from each according to their needs. That's going to be Benji XD finding the pick onto Inishim, and it's Dank16 plugging away on the Cowboy, and Astorworld takes a dive. There is a chance for a recontest here for University of Albany, but they've got to... Whoa, hang on a second. University of Albany coming in with another tactical visor from Benji XD, and it's going to be countered by Mr. Hobo with the high noon. We'll see a fire strike kill coming in as well. This is incredibly chaotic in the final seconds of the fight. Shadow comes through, interrupts the Intercept Coalescence, and Lamakato and Benji XD are starting to get this done and starting to get this working. They might secure the flip here in the final seconds, but there is still time for SUNY Canton. They're not out of this just yet, and they are still fighting this.
They are. I feel like at this point, you have enough time to regroup and get a full 6v6 fight for this next fight, but now we see Mr. Hobo has taken down Dank. No Widowmaker for the side of Canton. If Canton can sort of get a regroup here, a full regroup before Dank can get back, a potential 5v6 without that one-shot headshot potential of the Widowmaker could be huge, especially in a fight where really we don't have very many ultimates. Albany is going to have the nano from Storm Eagle. The last one kind of got wasted there as Astroworld went for a quick flight off the map, but could be crucial in this one, especially as Benji has the visor back up.
Someone's going to have to touch, and it splits the team. Benji on the high ground. Tactical visor finds Ami, finds Mr. Hobo, finds the D-Mech, finds the kill, and it is a one-man army in the form of the Soldier 76 here. Astorworld gets one good touch in, and a self-destruct to block off the point. Overtime started to tick on down here with University of Albany still in control. A little casual tip of the hat there from the Soldier 76, and University of Albany taking the win on Busan.
What a play at the end there from Benji on the Soldier 76. Fun fact, a little thing that happened to Soldier 76 a while ago that you may not remember is the tactical visor, his ultimate, no longer has fall-off damage. And we saw it come into great effect for Benji at the end of that game there. Just manages to pick off so many players that were standing all the way on the other side of the point. Before that patch comes through, I don't know if he gets those kills there. I think the members of Canton have some more time to get to cover or find a shield or even just get the kill.
Yeah. I like the idea of, what if Widowmaker had, maybe even what if Hanzo had wall hacks and couldn't miss is kind of where that ult ended up at the end of that. And that's... that's quite powerful. And if they're going to continue leaning into that strategy, we've really got to see SUNY Canton start to try and find ways to deal with that Soldier, because honestly, that was a problem for them in both maps. It wasn't just a one-off big ult from Benji. It was lots of big ults from Benji.
It was a lot of big ults from Benji. A lot of big ults in general. It seems to be both these teams are playing a lot around their ultimates and trying to use the ultimates to engage, use the ultimates to get initial picks. I think in the end, at the end of this all, the team that is able to play around their ultimates more effectively, just based off of the playstyles these guys are going for, will likely end up coming out on top in the end. Because this is by no means over. This was not a stomp at all, even though the scoreline may say 2-0 in favor of Albany. Canton, I believe, took it to 99-99 in both rounds.
Incredibly close. I think if it hadn't been as close as it was, we'd be going like, okay, well, checking our watches, we're done here in 20 minutes. No, we could be on for a full 5-map series. This is, of course, first 3, so potentially at least 2 more maps coming your way. And I think, looking at my notes, we're actually going to an escort map next, and it's a loser's pick scenario here. So SUNY Canton with the opportunity now to turn things in their favor with a pet map pick. And given what you've seen from them, is there anything that might suggest to you what would work well for the sort of style that SUNY Canton are playing?
Well, let me think. Canton seemed to be liking that sort of brawl comp. They played it a lot they played it during Mecha Base, where brawl is sort of expected a little bit more, but on Shrine, where you can kind of get away with playing a lot of different things, they still went with a rush brawl composition that seems to be what they are most comfortable with. When it comes to escort maps, I want to say potentially Rialto could
Mhm.
work really well for that kind of play style. Um, Potentially maps like Dorado could work pretty well as well. You might struggle a little bit against it on that second point just because there's such a strong high ground position for the defenders there, but you could get that to work.
Mhm.
I think what's most important here for Canton is that they need to be watching their six, watching their flanks out here because Albany took advantage of them not really checking behind them
Yeah.
several times throughout that map. And it ended up being what was one of the main reasons why they ended up falling when it came
Yeah.
down to it.
Yeah, I think maybe Soldier has been out of the meta for so long now that people forget that that's something you do have to think about. Is like he does have those bionic legs. He can move that bit quicker and get behind you, and that definitely was a little bit of a shortcoming there for SUNY Canton. Well, guys, seems like we're just going to take a minute to figure out where we're going to next. And whilst we're doing that, we're going to throw it to a little break. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. Alternatively,
Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broken, I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like Canton. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broken, I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like Canton. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're all happy and hydrated in that break period. We have our next map locked in. We're going to go into Route 66 this time around, dividing. So, what's on the menu for Route 66? What are we expecting here?
A lot of different things for Route 66, honestly. There could be a bunch of stuff that you can make work on this map, which is why I like it so much. It's super versatile. You could go with a sort of close-up brawl comp, which is what we've seen Canton running a lot on Busan. I wouldn't be shocked to see them go for another similar style of comp there. However, we could also end up in a situation where, you know, we have a lot of high grounds that you can take advantage of in the first map, in the first point of Route 66, you know, hiding up on Big Earl's gas station and setting up your double shields and your snipers up there. And that could potentially bring up a dive comp or a double bubble comp to try and counter it. Or, you know, just try and play underneath that composition to mitigate their effectiveness and force them to come to you, which then would make you the winners in a brawl versus double shield scenario. I like Route 66 because, frankly, depending on the two teams that are playing it, it's never the same. It's almost never the same 2 times in a row.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of mental rock, paper, scissors going on here, and it's one of these opportunities to possibly even win this out from the spawn room. If you are good at reading what your opponent is good at and can counterpick into that on the defense, then you're in a really good position to burn quite a lot of time off the clock. Of course, one map in, if these teams have ever played each other in this particular configuration, may be a little bit hard to make that kind of read. So I guess really all we can do at this point is actually dive into the game and figure out from what our teams are picking what we're going to be seeing here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be swapping into the game in any moment now. Route 66. Love the map. Hopefully we get to see another really close one. Obviously, we saw that Albany took the first map 2-0, but it was a very close matchup between both teams. As long as Canton is able to I think, is able to understand why they were able to lose that last map, which was honestly, for the most part, in key moments, losing sight of flankers and losing sight of big ultimates, namely the Diva Bomb that came out.
Of those.
That came out in that first, honestly, the Diva player on Albany got a ton of value. I think Canton can very easily come back and tie this matchup if they are cognizant of that.
It's one of the reasons I'm glad that I'm a play-by-play or an action caster rather than an analytical caster. Is I can look at a map like Busan and say, well, you know, it's a control map. It's maybe not the best representation of the relative skill levels of these two teams because, you know, in the neutral they were great, but when it came time to ultimates, one team really clearly had a winner. So like trying to make a prediction as to how this is going to go next when things are a little less even and we have an offense and defense and two very different styles of playing each map rather than a mirrored map, I just wouldn't know where to start on making an accurate prediction for that one dividing.
It's really tough, especially considering how close the first map was in itself. I can't confidently make a prediction
Not just
either.
me,
If that makes you feel any better.
A little bit.
Hopefully, we will learn a little bit more about these teams as now we head into Busan. Albany is once
it's gonna be
again.
Route 66 this time. Busan was the last map dividing.
Did I say something else?
You said Busan, but it's okay. We're going to move
Okay.
right past that. Don't worry about it. So we are going to be starting off here again on Route 66. And as we slowly wend our way over into the defender spawn, just a few seconds away from figuring out what this is going to look like. University of Albany on the defense here. And this is more or less what we saw from them on that opening round in Busan.
Yeah, we're seeing these brawl tanks, but Astroworld and Llama Cartel are going to be playing very, very slowly because, of course, once again, we have Dank16 and Hayden coming out on the Farmercy combo. So this comp isn't really going to be trying to play for the short range. This might just be personal preference coming out from the tanks. Personally, I feel like if you're going to play the Farmercy, it might be better to have something like an Orisa, who excels at staying still and can do damage from long range. Reinhardt struggles when you're not right in his face within swinging range. But they are going to be playing a lot slower and trying to make sure that Dank16 is in a position to just be chunking down the health pools and is able to push forward from there. And SUNY, as they roll out on their own double shield comp with the Rhine Sigma, however, it's only really going to be Mr. Hobo on that Soldier 76 who is going to be able to counter it, and that is a 5-person anti-nade from Storm Eagle. I didn't really amount to much at the end of the day, but I gotta shout it out. That was impressive.
That's a big fat 2-liter anti-nade on that one. Storm Eagle lands the second one there this time, only getting kitten. But Dank16 is going for a flank here, but gets a little bit big for their britches there. I think the res is still available from Hayden if Hayden can get into position to manage that. And the cart is actually pushing on through here. It looks like University of Albany may have given up their opportunity to hold that at the first corner. And we are just seeing this move on through. Where's the contest from University of Albany here? Sure, they're getting a couple of kills. They may win this out slowly, but if they don't win this right now, they're at a real risk of just losing this and giving up this first point. Kitten's forced to back out a little bit here. Calco's going to fall down to Dank, who is, got to be smarting from that rock to the dome. The res comes through, brings Llama Cartel back in, and at the last second, University of Albany work out a stall.
Things got really scary there. Dank16 going down early, and this Albany squad doing the one thing you can't do when you're holding on top of big girls, and that is just let the cart roll right past you. You have to be more decisive about when you are going to try and contest the cart and not make it go any further, because now Canton, they were able to get the hold off, and Albany does have several ultimates to their name to try and help themselves hold this position. But one good fight from SUNY Canton will be first point going their way.
Benji found a pick, and Dank's on the flank. Here's the Nano Visor once more from Benji and Storm Eagle. 2 ults for a team wipe. You gotta be happy with that on a return on investment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it was such a quick fight too. SUNY Canton set back to spawn faster than they could even blink or do anything. But that is 2 very impactful ultimates that SUNY Canton now does not have anymore. Now, Space Dad Dan, who I don't believe was in on the first map, that I think was a substitution for SUNY Canton potentially. Swaps over to the Winston, which is it's very interesting into this comp. Imagine probably, yes, going to be trying to contest everyone on top of big girls who have been pretty unbothered so far.
Space Dad Dan chugs the grape juice here as well, but that's going to be 2 this time for Mr. Hobo with the tactical visor. The airborne duo taken out of the sky. Their wings momentarily clipped, and SUNY Canton in a great position to retake the point, and good gravy! Llama Cartel with another double. Is this going to be enough to bring it back? We see 2 fall now to Kitten, and another tactical visor from Benji, but gets pressured, chased down by the scientist who finds the pick. But University of Albany may have just done enough heavy lifting here to keep themselves in this. Ami has the ultimate ready to go, but cannot go step their way out of it in time.
You cannot keep letting Llama Cartel get away with this, Phil. That was theirs. That was so completely SUNY Canton's point to take, and then just an errant Diva Bomb thrown into the middle of the team picks up 2. Probably, I think for the 3rd time this match so far, and SUNY Canton now with 30 seconds, and Oh boy, they have the Death Blossom from Mimilami, and the Primal Rage from Space Dad Dan will be coming up soon as well as they switch over to a full double bubble comp, but they've got to get something done here or else it is going to be a full hold and a pretty easy win condition for Albany.
Here's the dive coming through, and Space Dan has now generated the ultimate. We'll see the Ray form coming out from Amilami, who didn't get the space and the freedom to pop that ultimate, so still holds on to it. Space Dad finds one, but Kalka's going to go down here, so it's very even so far. And Dank16 closes the gap, pulls the pin on the Rockets, gets a little bit of pain for their trouble, but this was very clean from University of Albany.
Canton used every single resource that they could possibly ask for to focus on diving and taking down Benji. But we saw during that entire time, they not only did they not put in significant resources towards Dank, no one was barely looking at him. He was just allowed to fly around freely, meandering around, shooting rockets at whoever he wants with no punishment whatsoever. And you can't let that happen, especially when Benji just got rezzed up anyways, and all that work ended up being for nothing. So that is tough for SUNY. They looked a little bit lost on how to deal with that for Mercy combo. They had the potential to break through multiple times, but Albany holds strong, and now the win condition is set, and it is I see the Bastion. I'm excited about the Bastion. I'm not gonna
don't get your
they're
hopes
in
up.
spawn. I'm in spawn. I'm not getting my hopes up too much. What I will say is that SUNY Canton has now opted to go onto a Pharmercy composition of their own. Mr. Hobo and Calco will be taking up the responsibilities for the Canton squad. So trying to potentially recreate the success that Albany had before them. In fact, I think this is almost a complete mirror of what Albany were running on the defense.
I think the only difference is they don't have an Anna. They've got the Baptiste instead. But, I mean, look at what the University of Albany are actually running out with this. And, like, 2 picks, and they can pretty much run this at the same distance that SUNY Canton managed. And once this Bastion gets rolling, it's going to be really hard to get them off again.
Yeah. At least for Canton, you don't have, like, an Orisa Sigma just staying on the point at all times, constantly giving him 2 shields to hide behind. It's pretty easy, like we said, for the tanks to aggress, as we see right there.
Yeah, but we do have the Immortality field. There's a res. Mr. Hobo off on the side. We'll find the pick with the displacement, get onto Benji, but walks into the line of fire of Dank16 on the Bastion. And, well, it may be close to curtains here for University at Albany. Benji coming back in, and Dank16 large and in charge, and the Carters who roll on through 50 meters and counting. Less than 30 to go here, and no strong way to dislodge this Bastion. But Hobo's coming back on the May, but it might be too little too late here.
Yeah, there isn't really a great opportunity to get that Bastion off. They actually do manage to get it with the wall. The Bastion forced the reposition, and when you force the Bastion to reposition, you've almost won, but you can't let the ultimate get value like this. You can't let it happen.
Well, it didn't happen, but the rest of the team is just as much of a threat as Dank16 and the Bastion. And it just slow-mo rolls into that golden box of victory, and University of Albany take us to match point.
Yeah, good round from Albany there. A very clean map after Canton took Busan to a very close margin. Albany seemed to have the advantage on Canton from the start. Their composition, it may not be super traditional, but they have obviously practiced with it a lot. They understand the win conditions of their composition. Even when things got tough for the Albany squad, they were able to pull through.
Yeah, I think there was a moment there where particularly where they weren't holding the right corner on Big O's, and it looked like it was just going to slip on through, and that was going to be end of point A, where I thought, okay, maybe University of Albany are not going to be the powerhouse that they maybe looked like on the back of Busan, but no, very, very strong defense. We are going to throw to a short break before there, a little word from our sponsors. Lenovo Legion knows you play to win. To stand out from the competition, you need equipment that matches the speed of your thoughts and actions. The Legion Y25 monitor delivers wins in the toughest, most critical situations. With its extreme 1 millisecond response time to its insane 240 Hz refresh rate, the Legion Y25 doesn't just keep up, but does a lot more. Built for those engaged in vast multiplayer battles at the tournament level, the Legion Y25 offers a 24.5-inch FHD IPS panel with built-in NVIDIA G-Sync compatibility. The Legion 25 monitor is available at Lenovo.com and other fine retailers. Join us in a couple minutes for the rest of today's match.
Kids, and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like Canton. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids, that's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broken, I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like Canton. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way.
Welcome back, you beautiful viewers, to what could be the last map in the series between University at Albany and SUNY. And it looks like we've got a couple of substitutions coming in. Space Dad Dan being swapped out for Inishim, and then Zamnade coming in for Calco. So a different squad coming into our next map, which is going to be Temple of Anubis dividing.
Yeah, couple swaps coming through for Canton, but frankly, it seems like Canton has tried to play the same strategies regardless of who is in, so I doubt we'll be seeing any major shakeups from Canton going into Anubis. At this point, it's just about trying to figure out what they can do to counter this Pharmercy setup that Albany has going on right now. They've had so much trouble with it. Route 66, unfortunately, wasn't a particularly long map because of that.
No, unfortunately not, but I maybe don't always think of Temple of Anubis as being a particularly strong Pharaoh map. It's quite often to see the Echo here over the Pharaoh just because of the increased utility and the faster time to kill. Maybe this is, if not the smartest possible map choice, but certainly a map choice that plays a little bit against that Pharaoh Mercy style of play.
It does play against it a little bit, but Pharmercy can definitely find value in this setup for sure, especially on the first point where there's open skies for her to potentially, be hammering in the rockets from one side while the rest of the team goes through the tunnels on the left side to get up to the high ground potentially. Albany is once again opted to go for the defense to start here as just a couple seconds away from seeing where we're going to be moving here. This Pharmercy soldier setup from Albany has worked for them so far. I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing basically the same thing from them.
No, it would be a little bit of the case of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But out of the gates for now, a slight wrinkle here. We have seen Benji play some of the Widowmaker here, and I think given the long sight lines, particularly in the Anubis A, maybe not a terrible choice.
Yeah, especially if that Widowmaker can get set up sort of on that back high ground. There's sort of 2 high grounds on Anubis defense. There's the first high ground that the tanks tend to stay up on top of that's a little bit lower and closer. And then, if you're a Widowmaker with that grappling hook, you can play around on the sight lines that are a little bit further back and a little bit higher. Llama Cartel just eyeing up the competition going, how many of you am I going to Diva Bomb this time? Maybe you, as Canton has opted to go with a double bubble comp. We saw this at the very end of Route 66. It could be good for trying to contest this high ground here, but Benji is going to put an end to that right away as SUNY Canton is now just going to have to wait for their play. Actually, no, they're going to be going in without their players, and no, they're just going to get...
They're just going to feed over ult charge here. That is very unfortunate from Canton.
You've got to wait for your player to respawn in a situation like that. You can't try to engage on a 5v6 in a comp like this. It's just never going to work.
I've seen the swap come through. Inisham moving over onto the Reinhardt now, so they're going to get a little bit more up close and personal. They will have the Lucia there to help close the gap, but they're just going to take so much damage on the way in. They've got to move quick and they've got to move clever. They split. Looks like the Anna went through the left-hand side there, while the rest of SUNY Canton went up the stairs. Charge back in from Inisham, finds the connect, but to keep them alive. And Asterworld is down, but they've traded this out. Zamnade is now down, so it's 5v5, and Asterworld gets raced back into the fight by Hayden, and SUNY Canton surely not in a position to win this one out dividing.
A bit of a miscommunication there from the Canton squad. If you saw it yourself, Ana going the opposite way as the rest of the teams, that puts you in a really bad position to be able to benefit from that Ana healing. Of course, in this composition with Lucio as your other support player, Zamnade is going to be most of the healing for your team. You can't afford to be separated from that healing if you're SUNY Canton. Now, Albany looking very strong on this defense so far, and ooh boy, Dank used the barrage at the end of that fight, potentially knowing that they have a huge ultimate advantage right now, knowing that they have done most of the damage so far in this fight. Once
This
again.
is so rough for SUNY Canton. Nice bubble there. Even nicer sleep Llama Cartel able to defense makes. It's the Nano. It's the Shatter. It's chaos. It's beautiful. And Astroworld cleans up, finds the double. Dank 16 with the cleanup. And Hayden looked like they were going to go for the Glock there with the Mercy. And we've got 1 minute 43 on the clock. And SUNY Canton are only just finding ultimates to play with.
Improvements though from I'm really trying my best to give it to Canton here because they did do a good job of bunching up and trying to get together in one spot, but I mean Canton can't even find the time to get a full 6 right now. It is so difficult for them to even get the starts of a fight going. However, there is an opportunity here for Canton. They will have ultimates coming into this next fight.
Go?
The Nano Cowboy onto Hobo there doesn't really get much out of it.
No, I mean, had the ultimate, but just, I think, didn't have the space to do anything with it. Another bit of miscommunication there, perhaps. Unfortunate stuff. Zamne is going to make the swipper over onto the Moira here, and we're down below a minute here dividing. I mean, SUNY Canton, they've got ults, but do they have the new to use them?
Well, they've gotten as far in as they have been before.
Oh,
Llama Cartel! Once again, up the counter. That has to be something like 9 or 10 Diva Bomb kills for the Albany Diva player today. What a play from Llama Cartel and SUNY Canton. They have 30 seconds left on the clock. They have 4 ultimates, but they have to just get in without getting something. The ultimate advantage is on their side for the first time all map still. This is their best chance.
Kitten starts to move in, but I think moved in a little bit too early. Pops the grab, but gets sandwiched by tags and taken out of it. Inishim's got the Shatter. Bunny hops on to the point. There's the Shatter, lands round the corner, closes the distance, and finds the kill onto Astroworld. But Mr. Hobo's down, and they tag off of the point. That was the closest they got all game, and they just seemed a little bit discombobulated dividing.
Yeah, at no point did SUNY Canton feel like they fully understood what they wanted to do or fully in communication with each other. There was a lot of points where it seemed like the Canton squad were either not communicating or communicating poorly, and that resulted in, that time where people were going the wrong ways, or maybe ultimates were going onto the wrong people, onto the wrong times. That was rough, and Albany did a fantastic job, for their credit, of pouncing on those mistakes that SUNY Canton were making, but man, they are looking lost right now, and at this point, it's a full hold or we are going home for SUNY Canton.
It ain't over till it's over, but it looks an awful lot like over from where I'm sat right now. This is a big ask. University of Albany have shown they know how to get value out of their ultimates. They know where to put them and how to use them. 2 picks here on the offense, and that is it. SUNY Canton likely to roll over, barring a hero play. It's possible. Stranger things have happened, but it does look like a very, very difficult job here for SUNY Canton.
It's got to be the best Overwatch we've seen from this JV squad all day. The Kangaroos have got to come up big if they want to at least take us to a 4th map here, but to do it, they've got to deal with the Benji Widowmaker, the Dank 16 Far, the things that have been doing so much work this whole time in Benji. Benji!
Just an absolute disaster for SUNY Canton. Oh, okay, we get the plat back. Benji's going to go down here, but has already started to creak this door on open. Dank 16 sees a little bit of trouble, a bit of interference there from Kitten. Hayden brings Benji back in, and it looks like we're going to start to see them close the distance here. Benji has the high ground, desperately looking there to find the kill onto Zamne, but it doesn't happen. Benji forced out by Inishim here. It's a good start. They need a little bit more than that because Dank has now taken down Zamnade. It's a bit 1-for-1 here at the minute as Hayden's going to fall down as well. Great from Inishim. Nice dive. Can't quite land the melee to secure the kill. Takes a bit of splash all the way through, but SUNY Canton look like they're going to hold for at least a little while here.
Some great aggressive Winston play coming out from Inishim. I think this might be the swap that Canton need. But yeah, as this keeps going on, Benji just continues to get picks. You've got to be constantly aware of where that Widowmaker is set up. Does she have sightlines on you? She has sightlines on Zamade.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. Zamade just pops the head slightly above the parapet, and Benji lands the jump shot, takes the D-Mech Diva out of the fight. Benji playing on the ground floor here, getting solo juggled by the Winston, but whilst the scientist is busy throwing hands in the back line, the rest of University of Albany move on to the point. There's the barrage, there's the displacement, and there are the kills they needed to get that one tick and take this series 3-0.
Albany walk away with the victory today, keep their undefeated streak intact. SUNY Canton, as long as that match continued to go on, Albany only seemed to get stronger, and Canton only seemed to get more desperate to figure out a way to defeat it. And that just resulted in, unfortunately, more and more unmatched maps as we went on. Hopefully, Canton can look back at this matchup and try and figure out the points that where they went wrong and try to improve on them, because they showed a lot of potential in that first map of Busan to sort of go toe-to-toe with this Albany squad. I think they just had some miscommunication issues. They were slow to adapt to the compositions that Albany were bringing on, and that kind of stuff just comes with time and practice, and hopefully Canton will have plenty of that as we move forward through this ECAC season. It's still early, Phil.
Still very early, and the eternal second place prize of, well, at least they've got a lot of game footage to look at here to up their game for the next round. We are, however, nearly at the end of the broadcast for this evening. The only thing that remains is we are going to sort out a little bit of an interview with one of the players from the winning team. So whilst we get that lined up for you, we've got to throw to a very short break, but I hope you'll join us again shortly to find out a little bit of insight from the team.
I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like Canton. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broken, I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like Canton. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like Canton. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams.
Welcome back, everybody. Here we are at the pointy end of the show, ready to have a little bit of a chat with one of the players from our winning team, University at Albany. And joining us today to talk us through that match is going to be Asta. Asta World, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for joining us. So, how are you feeling on the back of that win?
Very good. You know, we're now at a 2-0 record, so I'm honestly just proud of the team overall. Everyone really clutched up at a lot of points, so honestly just proud of it was honestly just really good fun time, so yeah.
I've got this a little bit out of order. I actually wanted to ask first, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, what you're studying, anything else you'd like to drop on a personal note?
All right, yeah, awesome. So my name is Aster Singh. I've been attending UAlbany for 3 years now. I'm a junior. I joined the program right as a freshman, so it's my 3rd year in the program as well, which is awesome. I'm a communications major with a double minor in business and psychology, and that's about it for me.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Awesome. I wanted to ask a little bit about the composition that we saw University of Albany running throughout this entire match, this Rhine Diva comp with the For Mercy and a Soldier 76. Definitely could seem to confuse the heck out of Canton today. And It isn't that isn't the comp that we see a lot, in the Overwatch leagues, the contenders of the world. I'm just curious how you guys landed on like, this is our comp. This is what we're gonna practice and be good at.
Yeah, at first we were just kind of like scrambling with comps, we were willing to try anything. And then at some point we were kind of just catering to what the opponents were running. So obviously on King of the Hill, we were running a good amount. We switched to Reinhardt at a certain point because the other team was running it. So it was just really trying to mirror that. But overall, I think we have a lot of strengths. So we were kind of catering to some of those, but that was definitely not just like how many we can run. It was just kind of what fit at the time.
Okay, interesting. I did wonder. It felt like a lot of the like the explosive gameplay moments were like from Benji suddenly getting a 3K on Widow or Soldier multiple times throughout the map. How much of your strategy is just like buying opportunities for Benji to do Benji things?
A big part of it was definitely just telling them to work a pick, and at some point either Benji or Llama or the rest of the guys would kind of just get some type of random kill or some type of sleep. Storm Eagle was going crazy. So yeah, a lot of it was just utilizing it. So like if someone got dove on, we called a lot of peels and whatnot, and just kind of utilizing, obviously the talent we had. So yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So then what's your role on the team there? Because you mentioned just about every member of the team except yourself. So what would you think is like your role in the team environment and in this comp that you guys run?
I tend to be pretty vocal. I do a good amount of, I'd say, ult tracking. I used to play main support on this team on our older rosters, so that was one thing I try to take with me a good amount, like switching up the role and whatnot. But overall, yeah, I'm pretty vocal. I'd say that. Obviously, as the main tank, it's good just calling pathing and calling shields and whatnot. So that's kind of what I try to do. I try not to clutter comms, obviously. But everyone's pretty vocal and it's pretty helpful overall. So I'm pretty much just trying to attune to whatever the team needs, whatever the case is.
And how have you found that swap moving from main support to main tank? Because I don't know, I feel like maybe they are the two most different roles in the game in terms of like what your responsibilities are in a team.
Yeah, it's definitely a big change. I've never really played main tank for any team or tank for that matter a lot. So it was a big change, but honestly, I like it. I really do like it. I played a lot of games.
You popped off today, so it's working.
I appreciate that. Glad to hear that. Definitely just on an upward progression. This team in general is pretty, like, the roster as a whole is pretty new. So kind of just working parts and stuff like that.
Looking forward to the future now. You guys are obviously on a pretty hot start, 2-0 to start off the season. Last spring, Albany went 4-4. So with that in mind, what do you think are your expectations for the team moving forward? What are you looking for your record to be at the end of this?
Looks like Aston might have lost his. I think his earpods have run out of battery. Man, technology's great until the second it stops working. No, okay. It looks like we're going to lose Aston here, man. That's a shame.
Well, we don't get the prediction, but
no.
I think that Albany honestly showed a lot of potential in today's game, and I think whoever ends up drawing them in the Swiss bracket next should be a little bit scared. These guys popped off today.
Yeah, that was a really strong showing. Looking forward to seeing a little more from these guys later on in the tournament season. But that is the end of the broadcast for today. So from myself and from my colleague Dividing, that's going to be all. Thank you very much for joining us. And we hope you tune in same time next week for even more ECAC Overwatch action. Good night and take care, everybody.
Still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting ignore. Just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids. It's kids, that's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out to finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little. My God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big. The only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like Canton. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like Canton. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary